fighters, are you ready out there? Our first professional bout tonight, 130-pounders making their way to the cage in just a moment. Get ready, Lemoore.
It's not free.
My name's Alex Perez, and I'm fighting out of Lemoore, California.
My name's Edgar Diaz, fighting out of Merced, California.
Well, we fought before, and I lost, so I know he's well-rounded and everything, and that's about it.
After I hit him a couple times, he's going to try to take me down, and that's what happened last time. Might get choked out again. I'm
planning on just doing my game plan. We're going out there and just trying to oppose my will instead of him putting the pressure on me, and just I want to get off first before he does anything.
Oh, I was training at the House of Pain, a.k.a. Fresno, working with Jesse Bowen, Phil Collins. Everybody's getting me ready to fight. It's going to be good. Get the win. Let's go.
Edgar Diaz, 2-2, fighting out of Merced, California. He hasn't fought since the TPF12 card, so that last fight weighing heavily on his mind. Jordan, do you see him really having to change the game plan coming in this fight compared to last time?
Well, I mean, I think not getting, caught up so quickly would be a formative part of it. I think with this fight, like, anytime you have undeveloped fighters who are fighting in a local show, especially if you're having a rematch of a fight that ended in a 43-second guillotine like it did the last time around, we could get a fight that is absolutely identical. You could have another 43-second guillotine by Edgar Diaz on Alex Perez. On the other hand, you could have a completely different fight entirely. When you take out a potential flash submission like that, this could be 3 rounds of stand-up. This could be an absolute war. They could stall out. The fight that we saw initially was basically a scramble, a guillotine, and that was it. I think in this kind of fight, Alex Perez should probably try to keep his neck as free as he can, and Edgar Diaz should probably try to exploit the submission again. But there's really no telling, really, the kind of interplay between their styles, because in their first fight, we didn't really get to see any of it. We saw one scramble, a guillotine, and that was it.
Now, when fighters fight one another, Javier, when you look at tape study, can you really take a lot from a performance A and bring it into performance B with the same fighter? Is that something you think that you can do with tape?
Well, I mean, definitely a 40-second guillotine you can't really look at. But, I mean, if you're looking at all those previous fights, you could absolutely make adjustments. And you could definitely formulate a different kind of a game plan, especially if you're the one that got caught. Obviously, you can change things up for sure.
For sure.
We'd be remiss if we didn't point out the fact that Edgar Diaz, despite being the Cali boy coming to California love, should have maybe switched it up for the East Coast. I know it seems like treason, but it is the anniversary, March 9th, of the passing of notorious veggie Christopher Wallace. Come on now.
Alex Perez, 4-2, fighting right out of here in Lemoore, California. As we mentioned, he lost to Edgar Diaz last time here at Tachi. The end came again by guillotine choke at just 43 seconds of round number 1. He's gone 1-1 since then, recently winning a fight in January by decision. It's important to get on that horse right after a loss again and just get back in there and get used to fighting and stay active, right, Javi?
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be taking 2 years off coming off a loss.
Right.
You'd rather do it coming off a win. But yeah, because it'll haunt you. You want to put that loss behind you as quickly as possible. You can fight the next week and try to get a W. That's what I would do.
They call him the decision, but most of his fights don't go the distance.
No, and we actually talked about this the first time we were out here at Tachi and saw Alex Perez fight. Obviously, it doesn't refer to his actual fighting style, but nonetheless, in a world like mixed martial arts where people are so fascinated and enraptured by finishes, I don't know if you want to take on a nickname like The Decision. It just seems like you're creating hostility between yourself and a potential fan base.
Unless those decisions are fight of the night type decisions.
Oh, that's true. I mean, that's one of the great ironies of mixed martial arts is for as much as people weep and gnash teeth about, oh, these guys went to a decision, we like finishes, 25-minute decisions tend to give us the best fights in MMA.
Here we go, a catchweight contest. You have the decision, Alex Perez coming in at 130.2 pounds. The Cali boy, Edgar Diaz, at 127.4, and the height is identical. Getting the Vaseline rubbed on here, and we'll be underway. We appreciate you joining us again. I'm TJ DeSantis, along with Javier Showtime Vasquez and the mastermind Jordan Breen. Tachi Palace Fight 12 here, streaming live on SureDog.com. Little East Coast flavor with the Jay-Z.
Little East Coast flavor, and in a way it almost makes up for it after all. Jay-Z and Mr. Christopher Wallace, very tight. So in a way it's a nice surrogate, but again, you figure if you go Jay-Z, that's like you go like almost all the way. That's like you run the marathon and stumble with a couple feet to go. So close, yet a little too far away. Nonetheless, a more spirited entrance choice and one appropriate for marching.
The fighters are in the cage. Let's go up to Joe Martinez and get our night underway.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, from Tachi Palace, Lemoore, California. This first bout scheduled for 3 rounds at a catchweight, 130 pounds. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, a freestyle fighter standing 5 feet 6 inches tall. Official weight, 127.5 pounds. As a professional, his record is even, 2 victories and 2 defeats. He fights out of Merced, California. Here is Edgar, Calif, Diaz. And next, his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist standing 5 feet 6 inches tall. Official weight, 130 pounds even. As a professional, his record, 4 victories and 2 defeats. He fights out of and represents Lemoore, California. Here is Alex, the Decision Perez. Referee in charge of the action, Jason McCoy.
Referee Jason McCoy getting the assignment for this catchweight contest, kicking our night off here at the Tachi Palace Hotel and Casino in Lemoore, California. Both fighters wearing the exact same trunks, so we have Perez in the red gloves and Diaz in the blue.
Hands up!
Oh, look at this, guillotine early.
Working on his defense.
He's got a posture straight up here. He's able to save it off for now.
Body lock. You could slam him right on his back and land in his guard right now, which is exactly what he does.
Look at that, very smart, walking him over to his corner and slamming him down here early. A lot of time to work here and try to listen to his corner while he works.
Start working, body head. Keep him guessing, start passing, slide. Throw that leg over.
There he goes again. He's going for the guillotine again. He could use it to submit him, or he could also use it to try and stand up. By defending the guillotine, he'll use his hands to defend, and it gives an opportunity to stand up.
Talking about mixed martial arts evolving, I mean, this is another sign of there used to be a time where the idea was if you were a wrestler, you wanted to put the guy against the cage. Now we've seen so many guys become experienced at getting underhooks, being able to slink up the cage, using a headlock or a guillotine to do it. I mean, it almost makes more sense for guys to power double or finish their takedowns in the middle of the cage.
You see Perez working from top here, trying to pass as well. You see Diaz going for that guillotine, but Perez here wisely getting to at least half guard.
He's married to the guillotine, though. He's trying to go for it every which way and just trying to lock up that neck in hopes of trying to just inch by inch cinch it up tighter and tighter.
Well, we see the half guard here, Javi, and also the arm was in. Much harder to finish the guillotine for that position.
He's got the arm out now.
More so than that, he needs to scoot his hips the other direction, and he's getting. Yep, he's blocking him off. He's cutting him off. Perez is cutting him off.
And I might see a pass here from Kimura. At the same time, very hard to finish that Kimura from half guard. Now we see a sweep here, a reverse, but still watch out for that Kimura. Should he try to switch it to a straight armbar here or try to get the leg over the head?
Yeah, he should be trying to step over the head right now with his left leg, trying to clear his arm, but wisely Diaz is hugging his body, which is preventing the left leg of Perez from stepping over the head.
Perez trying to return the favor and submit his foe early.
Get it over, Alex, get it over.
He should be waiting here, taking his time. There's no rush. There's plenty of time in the round instead of trying to force it, because by forcing him up, he's giving opportunity. He's making a lot of space for him to escape. Now he's got the near side arm trapped, and now he stepped over the head. Yeah, he can triangle his head as well.
Here, yep.
Yep, triangling the head. There it goes.
There it is. There it is, your winner. Alex Perez returns the favor with the first round submission. I know it might be early as the win's just seconds old, but trilogy?
Well, what's more important is that he looked down the barrel of not one, not two, but many guillotines, withstood them all, and got a submission finish of his own in the first round. What more redemption could you ask for from a guy who, we were choked out by in 43 seconds not that long ago?
Kudos to Alex Perez. Here we got the replay coming up. Javi, walk us through the finish. Oh, there it was. It was quick.
I could, man, did you guys get my breakdown on that one? Well, he did a good job. He controlled on top. He forced the action a little bit until he stepped over the head. Once he stepped over the head, he established control. He was no longer in danger of being rolled off, and relocked, because he actually lost the lock for a second, relocked his hands and finished the move.
Alex Perez victorious. Let's go to Joe Martinez and get the official time.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes 2 minutes, 33 seconds. Round number 1, submission by Kimura. Declaring your winner from Lemoore, California, Alex, the decision, Perez.
Alex Perez victorious. I think a lot of that fight you have to give him some credit too, Javi, because when he was on the floor, he made sure he was staying out of the guard. He looked to pass, and he secured position maybe a little bit before actually going for strikes.
Most impressively, he was defending the guillotine 100%. Didn't want to get caught in the guillotine, took his time, and yeah, definitely controlled the action, looking to pass, looking to advance position, just wasn't looking to get a decision.
A very sweet victory in front of his hometown crowd, avenging a loss. Alex Perez victorious here on our first fight at Tachi Palace Fights 12. Second coming. Again, I'm TJ DeSantis along with Jordan Breen, Javier Showtime Vasquez, the UFC featherweight, joining us this evening here in Lemoore. A bunch more fights yet to go, and started off early. You always got to like a card that starts with an early finish.
Well, more important than this, when you actually look up this main card, apart from the Laron Wilson and Dave Huckabee fight, this is all lightweight and below lightweight talent. It's great action.
We see the guillotine here early from Diaz.
I mean, that was exactly the move for Diaz to go for early. I mean, if he had a chance to get him out of there with the same move, you got to go for it. I think he had the right strategy, but clearly, as Javi indicated, not pristine and perfect work on top by Perez, but good enough to eventually set up the ability to step over and finish that Kimura with good technique.